Your first bodyweight pull-up is one of the most exciting achievements that you can accomplish as you start building real bodyweight strength in your calisthenics journey. And if your 2026 goal is to do your first pull-up, then you are in the right place. I've helped multiple people go from 0 to their first 3 to 5 pull-ups, and in this video I'm going to break down exactly how you can get there too. Now, if you can already bang out multiple clean pull-up reps, then this video is not going to be for you, because the way that I would train as someone who can do over 10 pull-ups is not how I would train a complete beginner working on their first pull-up. But if you can do less than 3 pull-ups and you apply exactly what I tell you to in this video, I can promise you, you will get your first pull-up in 2026. So let's get into it. So what even is a pull-up? A pull-up is a vertical pulling movement where you start from a dead hang and pull your body until your chin is over the bar. But the truth of the matter is the pull-up can be broken down into 3 main parts. The beginning, when you're pulling out of the dead hang position, the middle as you're pulling your chest up towards the bar, and the ending, which is when your chin goes over the bar, and that's gonna mark the complete pull-up motion. But if you're not strong enough in any of these 3 phases, you're not gonna be able to get your complete pull-up. Now let's talk about the main problem areas that prevent people from getting to their pull-up. The main reason is if you don't have enough grip strength. If you can't even hold onto the bar, then how are you gonna expect to do the pull-up? The second area is you're not engaging your shoulder blades or your scapula properly. At the bottom of the pull-up, when your arms are fully extended, you need to pull your scapula down your back and together in order to begin the pulling movement for the pull-up. And this is the driver that's gonna bring you off the ground and start you in motion to get up to the top of the bar. And usually the middle portion of the movement isn't the big problem area, but the beginning is, and the ending, which is just locking your chin up over the top of the bar. But the good news is you can train all of these problem areas, and instead of focusing on overcomplicating it and doing 20 different exercises and being very inconsistent, we're gonna do 4 essential non-negotiable exercises that are gonna train these main problem areas and help you make real progress towards your pull-up. Exercise number 1 is going to be your assisted pull-up. This can either be with a resistance band or a machine that you might find at the gym in order to assist you in your pull-up. And you're going to want to use an assistance level that allows you to do between 6 to 10-ish reps. With your last rep feeling real hard, like you probably couldn't do 1 or 2 more reps if you wanted to after that final rep. That's gonna be bringing you to a range that allows your muscles to properly build up to the level that we need them to grow for the pull-up. And this exercise, the assisted pull-up, is my personal favorite. I find that this is the most helpful in getting people to the pull-up, and it's gonna help you build muscle that you need in order to pull your body weight up to the bar. Now, essential exercise number 2 is your pull-up negative. Now, pull-up negatives are gonna train your strength, whereas assisted pull-ups were training your muscle to help build you to get over the bar. Your pull-up negatives are gonna help you train that strength for just a few reps, just to help you get over the bar for your body weight. Now, for pull-up negatives, you're gonna start with your chin already at the top of the bar in your end pull-up position, and you're gonna focus on lowering yourself as slowly as you possibly can. Right here, you are fighting gravity, and this is gonna train your muscle in the lengthening position, also known as the eccentric, and it's a great way for you to build up strength specific to helping you get your pull-up. Now, since you're focusing on building up strength here, you're gonna wanna do between 2 and 5 or so reps. That sounds like way less than your assisted pull-up, but let me tell you, these reps should be real intense. They should be really, really hard. And since you're training strength with this one, you're gonna wanna rest a little bit longer in between sets. So give yourself lots of time for your muscles to recover before moving on to your next set. Give yourself at least 2 to 3 minutes. And this is gonna allow you to really push yourself in each set. Now, what I see a lot of people do is you're really slow as you're lowering yourself, and a lot of people give up at the bottom of their exercise a little bit too soon. Since one of the hardest areas to start in the pull-up is the beginning pull part where you start to lift yourself up from hanging, it's really essential that we're also training that bottom portion of the movement. So really try to push yourself at the bottom here. Don't give up before you're hanging. And if these feel way too hard, like you're just dropping straight from the bar, one thing you can do is use a low horizontal bar. This could be with a squat rack at the gym, or it could be using a Smith machine at the gym. You're gonna lower the bar so that you can just barely hang with your butt like an inch or 2 off the floor and your feet touching the floor. And you're gonna do the same pull-up negative movement, but now you have your feet on the floor to assist you a little bit, so it's a slightly less intense exercise. When these become easier, you can go ahead and move on to the hanging version, and eventually, if you feel like you're pretty confident with these pull-up negatives and they're getting a bit too easy, you can use a weight belt in order to add weight, and that's gonna be an amazing way to continue to build up strength so you can actually get to your pull-up. All right, essential exercise number 3 that we're gonna focus on is our dead hang. A lot of people aren't able to finish the pull-up because they don't have the grip strength, and the dead hang is an amazing exercise in order to help you get there. Now, there are different form variations for the dead hang based on your personal fitness goal, but for the pull-up training, what we're gonna be doing is engaging our shoulder blades and our entire body. We wanna maintain full body tension in our dead hang. So a few things to focus on here are grab the bar, your hands should be about shoulder width apart. Focus on squeezing your shoulder blades together and then down your back. We wanna keep them engaged, and that's gonna help start training your body for the movement of the beginning of the pull-up. You want your body to have full tension, which is a hollow hold position if you're familiar with that, but if you're not, think about squeezing your legs together, think about keeping your core tight and engaged. You don't want to have an arched, loose back. That's great for a stretch, but for the pull-up, we're going to be training with everything tight because that's what we do when we're doing the pull-up. We're squeezing all of our muscles to get ourselves over the bar. And for the dead hang, go ahead and hang as long as you can. It's going to vary a ton based on where you're starting at and your grip strength at the beginning, so don't be hard on yourself if this is very intense. If it is, go ahead and use a lower horizontal bar. This could again be your squat rack or your Smith machine, and keep your feet on the floor to practice your dead hang and build up the amount of time that you can hang until you can move up to that hanging bar position. If you can't even hold for at least 5 seconds, then go ahead and start with the lower horizontal bar to work up to the full dead hang. And our final non-negotiable exercise is going to be your scapula pull-up. And this trains that beginning part of the pull-up movement. In the scapula pull-up, you want to keep your arms completely extended, and what you're training are all those little muscles in your upper back and around your shoulder blades that help you pull your shoulder blades down your back and together, which is what you do before you actually start to pull with your arms. The scapula pull-up is an amazing exercise to help strengthen your muscles and get your body comfortable and familiar with the beginning portion of the movement. So for the scapula pull-up, you're going to want to start with about 5 to 8 reps, and you can build this up over time. This is going to be you starting in a dead hang position with your arms fully extended, pull your shoulder blades down your back and together, and this is only going to move you about 1 inch or 2 off the floor, so don't fret if you don't move too far. But if you're finding that you can't feel like you're moving at all, that's so fine. Go ahead and move down to the horizontal bar for that assisted dead hang position that I mentioned last exercise, and you can perform your scapula pull-up with that low bar assist. Once you build up your grip strength and your scapula control, go ahead and move up to the upper bar, use a resistance band to assist, or go on to your full hanging scapula pull-ups. Now at this point, you're probably saying, Emily, well, how long is it gonna actually take for me to get my pull-up? I am interested in getting it in 2026, you know. And unfortunately, the answer is very dependent on where your starting place is. People who have an athletic background or have previous strength training experience can build up to their pull-up much faster. Some people can get it within their first month, other people take only a few months, whereas people with an untrained background who have never set foot in the gym, never done any strength training, it might take a little bit longer for you to get your pull-up. It could take upwards of 6 to 12 months. It's very, very dependent on your starting place. And that's because your pull-up is based on your body weight to strength ratio. So it's not just about how strong you are, it is technically also about how heavy your body is. So the stronger you are and the lighter you are, the more easy it will be for you to beat that body weight to strength ratio and get your chin over the bar. But in your training, I want you to focus on building up your strength, not changing your body weight. Now you might also notice that you get your chin up before you get your pull-up. There's a very slight difference, but there's a difference. For the pull-up, your palms are gonna face away from you. They're gonna grip the bar and your knuckles are gonna face towards you. For the chin-up, on the other hand, your palms are gonna face towards you. Now, the reason that people tend to get their chin up a little bit faster than their pull-up is it requires more bicep, so this muscle, as opposed to back strength. And a lot of people tend just to start with a little bit less back strength and scapular control and do start with a little bit more bicep. So if you notice that you're really close to getting your first chin up, or you get your first chin up straight from hanging, you're on track to get your pull-up. And you might be thinking, Emily, shouldn't I just train more frequently and then I would get to my pull-up faster? I mean, like more workouts, more training your muscle, more benefit, right? Well, not exactly. We don't want to be training as much as possible because the way that we actually build muscle is we break it down during our workout. That's going to be you doing those pull-up negatives and doing those assisted pull-ups. You break down your workout, and then the next day in your rest time is when that broken down muscle is able to repair itself and grow stronger. That's why it's so essential that you add in rest days in order to let your muscles properly recover so you actually get the benefit out of your training. That's why I would recommend training for your pull-up about 2 to 3 times a week, making sure that you have at least 1 rest day in between each of those training sessions, if not 2. Now, I've seen so many times people are really excited to work towards something and they go 0 to 100 so fast. They go from no workouts to 5 or 6 workouts a week. And this is the best way to burn out and to stop training altogether, because what happens when you train 5 or 6 times in a week is you get incredibly sore and your whole body hurts for like weeks. And we don't want that because that's the best way to not be consistent in your workouts. And the way that you're going to get your pull-up in 2026 is by staying super consistent with your workouts. It's okay if you can't do 3 workouts, if you can only do 1 or 2, as long as you continue to do them week after week. I'd rather you do 2 workouts a week instead of 3 and stick with it for like 5 months than do 4 workouts a week and give up after 2 weeks because your body hurts too much. I don't want that for you. Consistency beats frequency. And as for rest times within your workout, you can rest between 1.5 to 2.5 minutes for most of your exercises, but for those pull-up negatives, make sure you're resting a little bit longer. Give those muscles lots of time to chill. This could be 2 to 3 minutes. Now, there are a few misconceptions that I find a lot of people think about getting their pull-up that I want to steer you away from. The first one is that you need to change your body weight or have started at a low body weight in order to even get your first pull-up. This is not the case. Kind of like we mentioned before, the pull-up is a body weight to strength ratio type of situation. So the stronger you are, or the lighter body weight, the easier it will be for you to get your pull-up. But that being said, you don't need to have a light body weight in order to start training for your pull-up. Don't let your body weight put you off from training for your pull-up, because your body is how your body is. Your body is not something that needs to be smaller, and I think that a lot of people were raised with a mentality that just puts them off from even trying just because they don't look like the most athletic or lean person, but no one started like that. So you gotta start somewhere, and don't let how you look or how strong you are or how weak you are or how heavy you are or how light you are, don't let any of these things put you off. Just start. Misconception / mistake number 2 is that people just don't realize how important your grip strength is. It's really important. You gotta be able to hang. And hanging is also an amazing exercise for your body in general. So really work up to that. If you can't start with a full body hang with the bar, that's so fine. Just start with that bar assisted hang and work up your grip strength over time. And misconception number 3, please, please, please don't do this, is a lot of people think that if you start with half reps, you'll eventually get your full reps. But the reason that this doesn't work is your body adapts to whatever you train it. So if you're using a resistance band or pull-up negatives and you only train part of the way, then you're only gonna build strength in part of the way, and you're not gonna be able to do your full pull-up from the hanging position. I see tons of people at the gym who can do like 10 half reps, but if you were to ask them to do one pull-up from the full hang position, they're just probably not gonna be able to do it because they haven't trained it. And I want you to be able to do your full pull-up from the hanging position so you have the full range and motion of strength. So make sure that you really train the full range and motion in all of these exercises that you're doing. Okay, let's wrap up with some parting advice and my top tips for you, because I know that you can get your pull-up in 2026. I fully believe in you. It is within your power if you follow these steps, if you're consistent in workouts, and if you follow these tips I'm about to give you. Try to focus on consistency over months, not weeks. Don't be discouraged if you don't see progress within your first 2 weeks. You might feel sore, it might feel uncomfortable at the beginning, especially if you haven't been training consistently, but please just keep going, because consistency over the long time frame is most important. If you keep training for your pull-up, it's inevitable that you're gonna get it. So you just gotta keep going. And showing up for imperfect sessions, even if you're not like 100% rested or you're not like 1000% motivated, if you still show up and do the work, that's gonna be waiting for motivation. It's gonna be perfection in your workouts. Practice being imperfect, practice progress. I gotta tell you, if I waited until I was motivated every single time that I wanted to train for a calisthenic skill, I would not be able to do a lot of them. Like dragon squat, absolutely not. But I didn't wait, I just stuck to the plan. I went, I practiced imperfection and just making progress, and that's what I would recommend for you. It also takes away a little bit of the pressure of like just trying to be perfect all the time, because none of us are perfect, and every workout is not gonna be perfect. In fact, most workouts aren't gonna be perfect. Most workouts aren't even gonna feel perfect. But you just gotta keep going, because it's about that little incremental progress that really stacks up over time. And by the way, your first pull-up is not gonna be like the most amazing, beautiful thing you've ever seen, but it's gonna feel so good, and over time your form will get better, it'll look better, it'll feel cleaner. So if you just stick to the plan for at least 3 months, I promise you, you will see progress towards your pull-up. And to get you off started on your pull-up training, you've got your exercises. I'm gonna give you a beginner example workout. So go ahead and take this and perform it 2 to 3 times a week, or tweak it as necessary. And this workout's gonna be for a complete beginner. It's gonna use all of those 4 essential exercises, and I've linked the workout below so you can find it down there. If you found this video helpful, let me know in the comments. I've made tons of calisthenics videos, so hit subscribe if you want to see more of them, and I will see you in the next one.